What's happening? What's up? Got that thing fired up. Hope all is well. Hope all is good. What's up, everybody? Mr. Richard here. Let's go and get started. I hope y'all ready to learn. We streaming on all social media sites: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram. We live and direct, and we streaming on TikTok as well. But welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. We're gonna go ahead and get started. So I don't know if we want to do a freestyle or y'all want to get an objective. So I'll go ahead and give a lesson. I guess the subject is understanding what it takes to get ahead in life. Actually, we were just talking about this. I was live on another social media platform, and what does it really take to get ahead in life? You got to put in the work, and you got to sacrifice people. You can't get ahead with mediocrity, or you can't get ahead and be cool at the same time. You can't have it's so weird. And a lot of people always think that you can have both, but there is no balance when it comes to money. There is no have your cake and eat it too. You can't have the Hellcat and the millions of dollars and the house on the beach. I mean, without the sacrifice. That stuff is for fairy tales and celebrity rappers or some shit. It doesn't happen to the average person. Now, if you have a skill or if you have a skill set or an ability to entertain people for large amounts of money, basketball, football, singing, acting, stuff like that, sure. But the average person, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. You have to practice self-control and do some form of some delayed gratification. I mean, if you want a Hellcat or a Trackhawk or a Scat Pack, if you want that now, then 20 years from now, you're still going to have to work and struggle and worry about how you're going to make ends meet. Or delayed gratification. Put the Hellcat on the shelf for now, and then start investing your money into some real stuff. You know. And then what I hate is I think I had a video on I think it was Instagram or something, and I was talking about like a don't buy a Hellcat, invest your money instead. And then people say stuff like, "Man, I don't want to be an old man and be able to afford that Hellcat then." And I'm like, what the hell you mean an old man, bro? I'm old to you. I mean, a mid 40-year-old guy who made sacrifices when he was 27, 28, 29 is old to you? I want to have fun now. Well, if you want to have fun now, that's fine. That's your choice. But when you're, you know, 30, I mean, when you're 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, don't complain that life ain't turned out the way you wanted to. You know, it's another good analogy, and I hate to bash women, or talk trash about women, but I see a lot of women when they get older, they'll complain that where are the good guys at? Well, you had the opportunity at the good guys. You chose otherwise, right? The number of women, regardless of regardless of what you look like, when you're in your 18s, 20s, 25, even close to 30, you get hit on all the time. I've seen some of the most unattractive people in the world get hit on when they're younger. But when you start getting older and that reality starts kicking in, and you start gaining a little bit, and shit ain't that sweet no more. It's the same thing with money. When you have the opportunity to put up the money, right, you can either choose to go to the club, you can choose to go out and party, you can choose to take vacations, you can choose to go get nice cars and blow all your money on bullshit, or you can sit your ass at home. you know Same thing. If you are younger and you get hit on all the time, you can either settle down, find you a good guy, and get married and be done with it, or you can continue to run the streets. And then when you get older, don't be mad when you don't get hit on all the time. I mean, it's about as simple as that, you know. So we'll get to some Q and A in a sec, but I almost want to just put a little emphasis on the delayed gratification. I mean, there's somebody out there right now, the same age as you, probably from the same background, the same sex, and everything, who's putting in the work. Same age as you. So when people say, "Oh man, I'm too old for this. This won't work for me. I'm at this age." No, that's bullcrap. Some of the most successful people in the world started at a later age. I think Vera Wang, famous designer, known for her wedding dresses. I think she made wedding dresses for celebrities. I think she made her first wedding dress at 47 years old. Hmm. You like KFC? Some people love that chicken. I think the first KFC was opened at 51. He opened his first store at 51. Wow. What about Wendy's? You like Wendy's? First store, 46 years old. You know, it's never too late. It's never too late. But when you start, you have to commit. You have to keep at it too. You can't just do it for a week or do it for a month and do it for like 6 months. Be like, this shit ain't working out. I'm good. I can't do it. I don't like this. I like my freedom. I like my fun. I like my vacations. I like eating out. I like Netflix. I like sitting on my butt. I mean, that's cool. But those who put in the time, those who put in the effort are rewarded later on in life. All right. And I'll even give you some quick synopsis of me, because y'all see me on social media and y'all see me live, but nobody was putting in work like me. Nobody, right? I always had this imaginary person that I was going against that said that people my age, am I the 1% of people out here getting it? And if I felt I wasn't, I would start to do something. And I'm gonna tell you this too. Imagine if there was a camera walking around following you all day long, 24/7, almost like the Truman Show. They just followed you all day long. Would they want to watch what you do all day? Would they be motivated and inspired to do what you do, or to want to watch? Or they'll just watch you wake up, complain about work, complain about your coworkers, complain about your boss, complain about the commute, drive to work, and then, complain about being here, complain that you don't get paid enough, complain that the system sucks, then go home, then complain that you ain't got enough, complain that the food sucks, I want to eat out, complain that you have to work out. Do people want to watch that? Would you watch that? If I followed you around for just today, think about today. What'd you do today that would motivate somebody to want to aspire to listen to you or watch you? If the answer is nothing, then you fucking up, because your today was probably your yesterday, and your yesterday was probably the day before that. So let's say NC-17. Keep your mind out the gutter. I'm trying to make you some money. Right? But I'm gonna give you a quick synopsis. When I was 27, 28, this is what I was doing, right? So when people say, "Yo, man, how do you get, how'd you get to where you are?" And they'll say stuff like, "Oh man, you was lucky." Oh no, there's no luck to it. One, I couldn't afford a car for the first 3 years I was in the military, so I would ride a bike to work in the rain, sleet, snow, hailstorm. Don't give a shit. The military don't give a damn. When Reveille goes off at 6 a.m., if your ass ain't in formation, you're getting yelled at or you're getting paperwork. 6 o'clock, hell or high water. I was buying rental properties and I was staying in the rental properties. I was sleeping on a blow up mattress in a sleeping bag with a pillow. And I would wake up and start to renovate the house and then do that all day long. I would order a pizza or something, eat that because I didn't want to leave the property because I was too busy working, painting, removing carpet, uh, scrubbing, cleaning up, redoing countertops, whatever I had to do to get that house rent ready. And then I'll go to bed at like 2 in the morning. I'll go in there and run a little water hose and wash up a little bit, hop in that sleeping bag, take my ass to sleep, wake up at 6 or 7 in the morning, and I hit right back at it again. 5 hours sleep. Like spring breaks and stuff, when I got like spring breaks or I took like vacation or leave or something, that whole week, I just renovating properties. When I stayed in the barracks or the dormitory, they gave you 3 meals for free. I would be at the mall, or I'll be downtown, or I'll be somewhere. I'll be out, and they stopped serving the child at 7 o'clock, and it'd be like 6:40. I would stop what I'm doing, drive back to base, so I didn't have to eat out. A lot of people say, "Yo, man, you probably saved more time and money just eating out." No, you would have saved that. Like that's your mentality. I wasn't like that, right? I would get a meal and eat it there, and then I'll get a to-go meal. So if it was like 7 o'clock at night, I get a to-go meal, and 11 o'clock at night, I would eat my to-go meal, and it was free. And then sometimes I would leave where I was at, like say if someone had a get together or they was watching football, I would literally stop what I'm doing, go get my free meal, then come back, and they'll say like, "Man, you know, we about to go out to the bar or something like that." And I was like, you know what, I'm good. I'm good. I'll sit at home. Come on, man, come out just one time. No, man, I'm good. Because I don't want to spend any money. I have a bigger plan. Now, all those guys I used to work with talking about go out and spend all your money on dumb shit, they're all working now. And I pretty much own multiple companies and I've bought and sold hundreds of real estate properties since then. And this is the reward I reap for it. I put in the work. Now I'm reaping the rewards. And people say shit like, man, I just want a Hellcat now. I can always save for the future. Or I don't want to be an old man with all that money. What's the point? Who the fuck is old? Point to an old man around here. Me? I'm old to you? Old. Man, I can't, I don't want to travel when I'm 70. I can't even enjoy it. So I'm 70. I don't enjoy travel. I'm probably in more shape than most of y'all. I got a personal trainer I meet at 7 o'clock every damn morning that works my ass out. So I can stay mobile and fit and in shape for the rest of my damn life. I got to live to at least 6 to 75. I got to get my money's worth out of this damn shit. I sacrificed for 15, 16, 17 years. I got to get mine. Denzel Washington said it best. I'm leaving here with some. But it's just crazy how people think that, you put in some delayed gratification and you put in some effort, some energy towards something that's gonna make you some decent money in the future, and then like you're throwing your whole life away. No, I still have fun. I still did stuff. I just didn't do the things that a traditional person did, right? If it was free, it was for me. If I had to pay for it, I was hesitant to do it because I didn't like it. I hated spending money. Hell, to this day, I hate spending money, right? Because I just turned on something that was hard to turn off. Maybe it's PTSD or something. Shit, I don't know. But I tell you what, I'd rather have PTSD, not wanting to spend money, having a lot of money, than be stressed the fuck out with no money, needing a lot of money. You put that shit on a t-shirt right there, buddy. But I'm glad y'all here. Glad y'all hanging out. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll do some Q&A real quick. So if you're watching on TikTok, tap the screen for 15 seconds. That's your price of admission. Get those likes up. If you're watching on There's a lot of people on Instagram. There's a lot of people on Facebook. A lot of people on YouTube too. Thank y'all for being here. So if you want to click the link in the bio, I have a free class coming up on Wednesday, 9 p.m. EST. If you want to come to the free class, register. If not, it's all good. But um, click the link in the bio. Watch this on YouTube because YouTube pays me to be here. Right? It's not a lot. It's probably only like $500 a month or something, but it's better than nothing, right? It's better than nothing. So I see it as like me being here pays for my electric bill every month. So it's all good. All right. So let's get to some preguntas, questions. Let's see where we at. Okay. Yo, what's the one move you mentioned about 750 in the Vanguard for 6 years? Okay, so okay. I would almost have to show you more so that I could tell you, but I kind of break it down as simplistic as possible. So when you're investing, you have multiple different kind of accounts. But first of all, let's understand what interest is, right? Interest is the amount of money that accrues on the account from profits or losses, well, more so profit from an investment. You have two different types of accounts. You have what's called simple interest, and then you have what's called compound interest. Simple interest is like if it makes 10% a year, you put $100 in something, simple interest pays you $10 every year. So year one, $10. Year two, $10. Year three, $10. Year four, $10. That's simple interest. So after 5 years, you have a $50 on your $100, right? But then you need to start looking at, and they have what's called compounding interest. Compound interest is when your interest makes money, and your interest makes interest makes interest. It's like the snowball effect. You put $100 into something, you make 10% on it, then it's like at 110. Now then your 110 makes money. Now you at 130, 121. Then your 121 makes money. Now you at 134 or something. And then interest just make interest to make interest to make interest to make interest. And once your interest starts making interest to make interest, after a while, it's almost like a huge snowball that can't be stopped by nobody. And the longer you have that money in the account, the more interest it pays. There's like rich families that somebody in their lineage or their heritage or somebody in their generations long before them started investing like that. And then what they do is they take that account, they put the money in, and they put it into a trust. The trust manage the snowball. So every year they get a interest check. Let's say you have, I don't know, 5 million. I'll even make it 10 million bucks, and the interest on that account is 10%. That is on $10 million. That's $1 million. Let's say there's 3 people in the trust that has heir to that money. That's $333,000 a year in interest that they make. So those people by default are what's called trust fund babies. I don't know if you ever heard the expression trust fund. All it is a compound interest account that draws interest every year. And instead of adding the interest to the pot, they take the draw of the interest. So the interest is making their money every year. And if you spread that $333,000 over 12 months, that's what, 27 grand a month, right? Most people, right? Most people in here can live off $28,000 a month. So if you set it up right, then you can give that to your kids, and then your kids' kids, and your kids' kids, like the Vanderbilts, the Bernankes, the Rothschilds, the all these other the Carnegies. That's all they did. They're not fucking geniuses. They just invested into a fund that pays interest, compounding interest over a long period of time. That's it, right? We all can do this. We all can do this. And someone said, I need to make some trust fund baby money. Yeah, you can. You can be the start. You can start the chain. Because once your money starts making money in a compounded interest account, then you can either take a draw or you can keep reinvesting the interest. Let's say that account is at $100,000 and the draw or the interest that year is 10K. You can take 10K or you can put the 10K on top of the 100K. Now you're at 110. Now next year it'll be 11,500. You can take the draw or you can put it into the pot again, and just so forth and so on. I mean, it's just a long play. Some people don't, man, what I'm gonna do when I'm 75 years old? I want to enjoy it now. No, bro. Like, some things aren't about you. Some things, I mean, when you're sitting on your deathbed, you're not gonna be like, man, I wish I would have got that damn Hellcat when I was 25 years old. You like, damn. Everybody who's at this bed looking at me is gonna live a very great and comfortable life for the rest of their lives because of the proper decisions I made. And I would rather die looking at my kids, my grandkids, and my spouse, knowing that, than thinking to myself, man, I remember I was 35 years old, 30 years old. I was the king of the block. I used to do donuts in a Hellcat. That's about the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. But it's your decisions. Those are your decisions. You do with that shit you want to. You know, you do with it as you want to. Somebody said, where, or someone said, where do I start after my debts are paid off? Oh, let me help you out, sir. Debt, good or bad, will always be there. Okay? Debt will always be there. By any, put an emoji in the comment section if you have debt. If you have debt, put an emoji. Emoji, 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 emoji. Somebody said, I want to start investing after I get out of debt. I have debt. I have millions of dollars worth of debt. Right here. I'm going to wait till I pay all the millions of dollars off? No. Why? You can still invest and try to pay off debt. Debts are going to be around forever. Everybody has debt. Think of the richest person in the world. Bill Gates has debt. Warren Buffett has debt. Jeff Bezos has debt. Elon Musk bought Twitter on debt. He paid $40 billion for that shit, and he has a monthly payment of about $200 million a month. Do you have a $200 million a month payment? Nope. You think Elon Musk stopped investing because he has debt on Twitter? Nope. I got millions of dollars worth of debt in real estate. Do I stop investing? Nope. Am I going to invest every day for the rest of my life? Yep. Is my investments going to pay me one day? Yep, they're doing right now. You take the money you make and then you pay the debts. That's called debt servicing. That's how you get ahead. You buy assets that pay you income. The income you make, you keep buying more assets and keep buying more. You can buy more until one day you have so many damn assets that you say to yourself, man, I can quit my job. And man, I can quit my job and pay all my bills and pay all this debt off. And that's one of the plays, man. That's just how you do it. And I'll meet people that are so terrified of debt, they just don't, because they don't understand it. Some people will say, oh man, I'm trying to buy this business and it's $1 million business and it makes, I don't know, we'll say $500,000 a year. The first year, I'm gonna just pay. The first 2 years, I'm gonna just pay it off. Well, why? Because I don't want the debt. Well, the debt is covered from the income, right? So why are you worried about the debt? Well, what if it don't work out? Well, what if it do work out? I don't like stop looking at the glass half empty. Look at the glass half full. You bought a business that's been around for 30 years and you're going to crash it in 2 years? What the hell are you? How? If there's a business that's absentee, you don't got to be there. You buy it in the first 2 years, you try to pay off all of that. Why? It's been around for 30 years. The owner didn't go in there and you ain't going in there either. So why the hell would you take all the money the damn thing produces instead of living off of it and or trying to buy more assets and or paying the bare minimum on the debt? You're trying to pay off the debt. So now you still got to work and you can't even live off the income, but you're trying to get out of debt. So you don't have the debt. Make it make sense. Stop it when I'm lying. You know, I don't get it. It doesn't make logical sense to me. You know, but you know, hey, whatever. But welcome in. Oh man, I see y'all jumping in on the YouTubes. I appreciate it. Go ahead and give me a check-in. Where y'all coming in from, man? I see y'all on Instagram. I see y'all on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. Even though I lost my login to Twitch and people still come on there from there. I don't know. It's kind of crazy, right? Texas in the house. I see you. But okay, I see you. Are you gonna save this live? I'm working right now. I gotta get off soon. I might. I should. Orange County in the house. But that individual who gotta go to work, they all my lives on YouTube. So just go to YouTube. You can do the rewatch. YouTube in the house. Texas in the house. I get a lot of people from Texas, man. I was programmed by the school system. I'm learning the new way. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. South Carolina made a small fortune there. It's one of my favorite states. Rent friendly, 1% rule friendly, landlord friendly. Cost per living is going up while the price of homes are pretty much stagnant. They're catching up though. I really can't make it like I used to, but man, South Carolina was bumping. Pensacola in the house, Orange County in the house, Texas in the house. So somebody said I was conditioned from school, man. I talk about this a lot. Lafayette. Somebody said to me the other day. I mean, no. I want you to really think about what school really taught you, right? School taught you nothing about the real world. They taught you and programmed you to show up to a place, do what you're told, don't question the authority in place, go home, and whatever little time you have left, that's your time. And I want you to really think about it. From pretty much 4 years old till you graduated high school at 18, or till you graduated college at 23, 24, or if you got your master's degree at 25, 26, you got a PhD at 30. From 4 till whatever age was for you, 18, 22, 24, 26, 27, 30, you was programmed to wake up, go somewhere, do what they tell you to do, don't question the authority that's been placed in front of you. Go home, and then with the rest of your life, do whatever they tell you to do. Okay? So that's what they've conditioned you to do. So when you get out of school, what's the first thing you do? You go get a job. And what do you do as a job? You show up at this time. You have authority figure atop of you. You do what they tell you to do, and then you go home, and then you spend the rest of your time thinking to yourself, man, what the fuck is going on? You know, that's what school traditionally teaches you. I mean, and then this is what's crazy. Let's say you're at like 15, 14, 15, 16 years old, and you're starting to put up some resistance. I want to put up some resistance of the status quo. I want to start thinking outside the box. But the box almost doesn't even let you think outside of it. Your teachers are going to tell you to go to college. The counselor is going to teach you to go to college. Your parents are going to teach you to go to college. Your friends at 15, 14, 16, oh, I'm going to tech. I'm going to state. I'm going to A&M. So now your friends are damn pressuring you. So the system almost conforms because they don't know shit. A teacher is only going to teach you what they know. A counselor is only going to teach you what they know. Your parents are going to teach you what they know. Their friends are only going to tell you what they've been taught. All four of those systems are broken. Because the teacher, now, when you go ask your teacher, and everybody's done this, because I've done it multiple times, you ask the teacher, do you like being a teacher? And they say, oh, yeah, I love it. I say, oh, well, you do it for the pay? Oh, no, the pay shit. So you love doing it, but you make shit money. Now, hear me out, people. Would you rather do something you hated for a lot of money, or would you rather do something you love for a little money? Because if I love my job, I hate being broke. Man, if I hate being broke, I'm going to love my job. or I'm going to love making money, and I'm going to hate my job, right? You almost got to pick your battles. But I'm going to give you another battle that they won't teach you in high school, right? All work sucks. So you might as well get the money. You might as well get the fucking money. All work, employments, job, 9 to 5, all of it sucks. I have never, in the grand scheme of things, I've never went to work. I've had good days at a job, but I'm in the whole grand scheme of a job. I've hated waking up early. I've hated the commute. I've hated the work environment. I've hated some of the coworkers. I've hated my fucking boss. I hated the pay. I hate the damn mentality. I hate the camaraderie. I hate the environment. You might got one person that you cool with, and then you wouldn't even right there over your house. And then you drive, back home in a shitty ass commute. Heaven forbid you leave 15 minutes late. Now you're stuck in traffic, and to go home to have a mediocre paycheck that you hate. I don't get it. And then a lot of people say happiness, right? Running a property management company sucks. A job sucks. Which one you want to do? One pays me $45,000 a month. One pays $45,000 a year. Now they both suck. What you want to suck and be broke? Or suck and be happy? GG. Pick your poison, people. Pick your battles. You can be broke and happy, or you can be miserable and rich, I guess. You know what I mean? Or you can be broke and miserable, or rich and miserable. Right? Give me the money. I'll deal with the problems. And most people, if you're in a supervisory position or a management position, you can run your own business. You're just running someone else's business for them. I mean, it's about as easy as it gets. You're running someone else's business. When your job, or when you're the owner of the company, which you probably never met or rarely meet, if you quit that job, he's going to replace your ass because he's not going to that job to do that work. But you're there, you know. And someone else said, despite how much money you make, yeah, despite how much money you make at this miserable job that you hate, it's always going to be not enough. But you got to take that shit into your hands, man. Only captain of your ship is yours. Only captain of your ship is you. You know. But I would rather work for myself and not make as much than work for someone else and make a lot of money. And I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. I'm gonna give you a quick synopsis because I hate talking like this because I don't feel like I'm bragging to people. But I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. On the other side of the fence, it's 10 times better, right? But it does take discipline, right? Some days I just want to wake up and watch Jerry Springer or Maury or Price is Right all day. But I got to come in here and do work. I got staff waiting on me, employees waiting on me, tenants waiting on me, whoever waiting on me, and I have stuff to do. I have a checklist of 50 things I have to do pretty much over a 3-day period every day. And do I just want to sit in the living room and eat ice cream all day? Sure. But I got to do work. But you got to do work too. Just the difference between you and me is my work pays me way more than yours. Because I put in the number, I put in the time, I put in the effort, and I put in the energy. I put up the money too. You know? Is Jerry Springer still on? No, not really. I don't know. I always say Jerry Springer because that's just like daytime TV stuff, but I'll say soap operas. Are you happy? Someone says, what does my day typically look like? I wake up at 7:34. I have a personal trainer who I meet at 8. We do an 8 to 9 session, maybe 9:30 ish. I come home, I freshen up, shower, shave, whatever. That'll take me to like 10:40, 9:45, 10. I go in there, I talk to the missus. Actually, my girls go to school at like 9, so I see them for like 5-10 minutes before they bounce. And then talk to the missus from like 10 to 10:30 to 11, just see how her day's going and seeing what's going on. Then I come into the office about 11 o'clock, and then I get to it, right? Whatever's on my agenda. What's the day? So today is review all bank accounts. I didn't do that today. So I have like 8 different bank accounts. I got to review, answer all social media DMs. I get about 400 DMs a day on social media. It says go live at noon or in the AM. Post on social media as soon as you start reading this. I tell myself little reminders. Post on social media. Go live. Add an IG story. Yeah, that's what's on today's agenda. Every day is different. And then I'll check my emails. And then I have what's called Slack. The Slack channels. I pull up my Slack. My Slack has I have a manager's chat. I have employee chat. I mean, I just everything, right? And I just click on the different stuff. Some days, shit, I didn't even look at it today. So you know what? Screw it. Right. I'll pull it up right now. See what's going on. And nothing. Yep, nothing. Some days I forget, but A lot of times I don't. But if people really want me, they'll text me. Hold on a second. I get the flashbangs in my ear from the military, right? They jack my ass up, but it's all good. Yeah. So I get about 400 I can do about 400 DMs every 3 days. It's nuts. And I answer all of them too. I don't pay somebody to do it. I don't do any of that stuff, right? So yeah, I answer all my DMs, but I only do it 2 days. I do it on Mondays and Thursdays. And then on Thursdays too, me and the missus go out and we eat lunch. We always try to eat somewhere new every Thursday. Whatever day it is, I say, what's the latest and greatest restaurant? We'll just Google. Sometimes we'll just go to Facebook and say Tampa, TikTok and say Tampa restaurants, and we're just like, oh, wow, that looks good. Put it in the destination and go eat it, right? But don't give a fuck what it costs. I don't care about that, right? I don't even care about money no more. Like you get to a point where it is what it is. Yeah, and that's a typical day. So on a good day, I can come in here at 11 and be done by 12:30. And after 12:30, I just kind of like, okay, cool. Let me try to make some more money some other kind of way, or look into something, or do something, or read something, or educate something. But on a busy day, I can go all night. All right. Sometimes I just come in here and I'll start at like 11 after I meet with the missus, and I'll go to like 2 a.m. Or just like one person, it was a company that hired me as a consultant. So what I did is I looked at their books, I looked at their numbers, and I helped them grow their social media. I came up with a detailed plan on how to scale their business, and I took a cut of their business. They gave me an upfront fee, and then I took a percentage of whatever they earned over so much time. So let's say this business is making $2 million a year. Okay. What I told them, I said, okay, cool. Y'all making $2 million a year. This is my goal. I'm charging y'all $100,000, $100,000 up front, and I want 10% of the gross profits for the next 3 years. So let's say if I take this $2 million business and I make them $3 million, 10% is 10% of the $1 million more profit is $100,000. So for the next 3 years, so that's $400,000 deal. And what I'll do is I'll sit there and write them. I'll sit there and write an Excel sheet, whatever, right? Or a slideshow or a PowerPoint. I will sit there from scratch. I'll start with a blank PowerPoint and I'll look at the company's numbers and I'll text myself the answer. And I'm reading at the same time, blah, 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 blah. And I text it to myself, send it to my email, copy, paste, put it over here. And we implement it. And anything they don't like, they don't do. Anything they like, they do. And we go from there. Almost like a growth strategy, right? So when people hire me to do that, they'll give me a timeline, and I always wait till the last minute. But I'll spend like this one company. There was $100,000 deal, $100,000 plus 10%. I wrote pretty much a whole new business plan, new business strategy, growth strategy. I did it in I gave myself 23 days, but I did it in 12. But I got so efficient at it, I can do it with a lot of people. I can do that with a lot of companies. So if anybody interested, I'm not cheap though, right? One guy I knew had a flooring company, and he was doing decent numbers. I think he was doing like 1.5 a year. I got that shit damn near double in the first year. And it was super simple. Super simple. I was like, yo, bro, are you doing this? He was like, no, I never even heard of that. I was like, too easy. And we implemented some stuff and just went from there. Right. And even like the crazy, even like the simplest stuff that a lot of people they overlook because they're in their business and they don't really step back and just look at it. Like I I don't care. The ideas I'm gonna give you 10, 15 different ideas that are extremely unbiased. Like, because I don't know your business. I'm not in the business, right? Just like, for example, I'll give you some things. Um, the guy was Portugal. He's from Portugal, and all his employees were Spanish. And then I said, "Are you running Facebook ads?" And he said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, what's your like turnaround? Like, what's your rate?" He was like, "Oh, they're not high." And I said, "Let's start targeting Latinos." I mean, you're in Florida. There's a lot of Latinos here. Let's start targeting Latinos. And now you'll be, and because a lot of times when you get into like different races and different cultures, they'll get biased, right? I know that it's sometimes in Black people culture a little bit, but other cultures is real bad. So if there's a Mexican guy that does flooring or does any kind of handyman work, he will refer his other Latino buddies, and he'll only use all the Latinos in the community will only use this guy, right? And just stuff like that. I say, yo, let's run some ads targeting Latinos, right? Straight Spanish, right? Just say this, 30 seconds, run $50 a day for a week. That's $350. Let's see your turnaround rate. Fucking phones off the hook. All Spanish people off the fucking hook. He had almost went up in sales almost 60%. I'm mean, almost 30% just off of one Latino ad. Hey, whatever, man. Whatever. And then I said, okay, cool. Let's run the same ad. You know any white people? Cool. Have them do the ad. And we didn't see the same results. Have one white person speaking. It said the same thing. 30 seconds, not the same results. I said, shit, cool. Now we know what we're doing. Now we see our demographic. Let's target these Latinos because that's where your money is, right? You are Latino, your crew is Latino, but you're catering to white people, right? White people probably go to professionals instead, probably go to like Empire or like Lumber Liquidators or Tile Depot or Home Depot. A Latino person, they speak Spanish, they're gonna go straight to you. But hey, what do I know? Stuff like that. But they don't see that because they're in their business trying to work it every day, and they say, oh man, I did this little bit, I did this. Just stuff like that. But I'll write you a 30-page detail on how to scale and grow your business. One guy, he was a little cheaper though. I think I charged him 50 grand. 50 grand, but I wanted 25% of the sales. But his sales didn't increase as much as I wanted it to, but I still made some money. But anyways, enough about that. I don't want to talk about my stuff. This is about y'all. This is about you. This is about you. So, preguntas, questions. What y'all got for me? Right? I'm gonna be on here a little more longer. I hate coming up with subjects. I'll talk all day, but you got to give me something, right? We have a decent amount of people. Welcome in. Let me go and give y'all a quick while y'all give me y'all questions. I'm gonna see who's in here. I'm gonna check in. Let's check in. Twitter coming in. A couple people on Twitter. YouTube is thick. Facebook is always dismal. Facebook never showed me the love, man. I don't know. I'm done with it, but it's all good. Nobody on Twitch, but I still stream on there. I stream from multiple platforms. Instagram, I see you. I see a couple of people just started following. I appreciate you for following. And a decent amount of people on TikTok. TikTokers, tap the screen. Boop, 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 boop. Tap the screen for 15 seconds. That's the only price of admission I asked for. 15 minutes for 15 minutes worth of game. And if you want to, it really helps if you watch this from YouTube. So click the link in the bio, watch from there. It's a lot easier. And I see your comments first on YouTube, so it's a lot easier for me to navigate from there. So how do you do it? Just go to my homepage, click the link in the bio. I don't know. It should say therichgetricher.com, or it should say like Stan Store or something. Once you go in there, it'll have a link to a class. The class is called Be Your Own Boss. That's my free webinar. If you want to come there and hang out, it's Wednesday, 9 p.m. EST. Or you can just click, it'll look up top and say YouTube, or just go to YouTube and search The Rich Get Richer. And if you're following from there, that's fine. You don't even have to follow. Just give me the views. I just need the views, man. That's all I need. So, okay, cool. Let's get to some preguntas. I have very little savings and decent income and hope I get out the rat race. Okay, young brother. That's a good problem to have, because I meet a lot of people who have a lot of debt and a little income, but you have a little savings, and a good income. I don't know how much debt you have though. I meet people that have a decent amount of savings or no savings and not a lot of income. So one thing about you is you are an easy fix. Even fix, you just need some tweaking, right? You just need to be navigated in the proper ways on how to invest. You need to be shown what investment tools can get you to the finish line and get you out the rat race, and or what can you invest in to make you enough money so you don't have to work, because ultimately that should be your goal, is to not have to work for someone else. What's your take on rate cuts announcements? I'm don't shoot me when I say this. Don't be mad at me when I say this. This is going to sound extremely insensitive, and it's going to sound kind of crappy when I say this. It's going to sound weird, but hear me out. Okay? Hear me out. Interest rates, to me, are really irrelevant. Like, I don't care. First of all, interest rates, your interest on your real estate is tax deductible. Okay? So if I'm paying 5% or 50%, I'm going to write that shit off. Okay? Second of all, if you know how to buy assets properly, then the interest rate is irrelevant. So I'm going to give you 3 examples. Okay? There's a $100,000 property for sale. Interest rates are 2%, 5%, 15%. Okay? You bought a $100,000 property, you put 10% down. I don't know. That's 90 grand. You finance 90 grand at 2%. Your payment is going to be, let's say, $600. I don't know. $600. Let's say it's making $1,600 in rent. Your payment is $600. Your rent is $1,600. That's $1,000 spread. Okay? Simple. Tracking? Example 2. Same $100,000 house, 10% down, 90 grand. You pay 5% in interest. Now your payment goes from 600 to 800. 800. You rent it out for 1,600. 1,600 minus 800 is $800. So you make $800 a month. The 2%, you made 200. 2%, you made 1,000. 5%, you make 800. Okay? Same scenario. You bought a house for $100,000. It's 15, you put your $10,000 down. You finance $90,000. Let's say it's 15%. Let's say your payment is $1,200 a month. You rent it out for $1,600 a month. You make $400 a month. Interest rate at 2%, you make $1,000. Interest rates at 5%, you make $800. The interest rate's at 15%. You make 400. Come closer. Come closer. Every interest rate, if you buy the property right, will make you money. So do you care what the interest rate is? The answer is no. I don't care. I'm not trying to sound insensitive, and I'm not trying to sound like a butthole, right? But what the feds do, or the president do, or Congress, or I don't care what interest rates are. If I have an asset, it produces me income, and the debt on the asset is less than the income coming in, I'm cashing checks. That's the play. That's the game. I don't care who's in office. You vote for this person, you vote. I don't give a fuck about none of that. When I buy something, am I going to make money or lose money? That's it. And I adjust for that day. If I bought a house, and let's say the payment is $1,000 a month, but those houses are rented for $800 a month, I didn't say shit about interest. That's not a deal. Same house, I bought it for $100,000. The houses are rented for $1,500, but my payment on that is $500. Well, sign me up, Captain. Sign me up. Sign me up. I didn't say nothing about interest. I didn't say nothing about a president. I didn't say nothing about no Congress. I didn't say nothing about no Senate. I didn't say nothing about no, oh man, the interest is going to fluctuate. The interest is going to go up and down. None of it. I don't care. Does the asset you want to buy, the day you want to buy it, produce you income? If the answer is no, don't do this shit. If the answer is yes, do it. Say word. Word. When I say that, for those who are newer here, I got some rookies in the house. I know. We're a little thick on the damn. We kind of bumping on these platforms, right? I mean, the more I figure, the more I talk on these shits, the more people start hopping in. When I say word, you got to say word back. Okay, that's my thing. So when I say word, that means like just reiterate that you get what I'm saying. If you have a question on what I'm saying, ask the question. But if you comprehend what I'm saying, just say word. All right. This is like a weird thing of mine. I should get a t-shirt that say word. So when I say word, I put word in the comments. All right. Someone said $100,000 house that rents for $1,500. I need to find them. Give me 3 minutes with a 2-minute bathroom break, and I'll find you one. Damn, that's a good quote. Man, that's a good quote. Oh my goodness. If I wasn't streaming on all social media platforms right now, I literally pulled it up in front of you. You know what? What I'll do is I'll read questions while I pull it up on another chat for the individual that said they can't find them. So let me see what we got going on. Everybody work. When you hear the call, you got to get up on the run and word up. Oh, everybody work. For the individual who said, I wish I could find $100,000 house that rents for that much. $100,000 house. Okay. 100K property. You ready? You ready? Not only did I find him a $1,500 property, the property rented for $2,100. Put a boom emoji in the chat. I'm live on TikTok. I apologize. I see y'all though. Every once in a while, you just got to prove people wrong because they don't know what they're talking about. Right? I'll show you again. $100,000 property. Rent. $2,100. How long that took? I don't know. 30 seconds? Anyways. Every once in a while, you got to show people you're not playing around. Actually, it took me less than a minute because I pinned the comment, and the comment pins for a minute. Everybody work. Who ready? Who ready? I'm ready. When it comes to acquisition of business, there is a proven to produce cash flow. What loan would we look to get in order to acquire the business? Also, how do we say loan? Do we need business credit? Okay, you asking a couple different questions, so I guess I'll kind of break them down differently. So there's multiple different loans that you can get to buy a business. You can get a CDFI loan, you get a micro loan, you get an SBA Express, SBA Flat, SBA 707A, you get SBA 405, you can get a SBA large business or a straight business loan. And you actually note you can get a bank business loan because SBA is a small business affiliate, which doesn't allow you to loan money to a business that's not considered small. So a small business is anything that doesn't have 1,500 employees and an evaluation of $5 million or more. So it depends on, and yes, you can buy a business that produces cash flow. I don't know if I answered your question. What type of loan? It depends on how much the business brings in and how much, because certain small businesses is anything under 1,500 employees, right? I don't think it'd be 1,500 employees with $5 million valuation. I think it's gonna be less than that. But you need a certain amount of value too. So if it's under $5 million, and there's brackets for different loan programs. So a certain amount of money will go to different loan programs. So that, and then also too, business credit has nothing to do with buying a business. Businesses are generally purchased as the individual, as the personal guarantor. If you want to get business credit and use that to get like business funding and get business lines of credit, that's like a whole different subject. You don't need to own a business. Well, you need to have a proper business structure to get business credit, but you don't need to try to buy a business on business credit. It doesn't work like that. Business credit has nothing to do with business acquisitions or buying a business. Business credit has to do with leveraging credit from a creditor, like a bank or a financial institution. That kind of makes sense. I think I don't want to, but if you want to like break down some of that stuff, I can for you, man. But it's not. It's kind of a weirder question. It's not like a weird question. It's like more detailed than I almost want to go to in this platform or this setup. But that's a good question though. I was thinking about investing all my commissions. If you can afford it, when I was in it, when I was pretty much starting off, I was investing everything I got. If I made 300, 250 was going into the pot, man. I would keep like $100 cash on me and $20 in my bank account, and about $100 in an overdraft account, just in case I went over on something. And all the rest went to the pot, man. I'm telling you, man, I was like bare minimum. I lived like nobody. I lived way below my means when I first started, way below. So I'm just letting you know that, most people should try to live or look at it like that too. What is some guidance for someone who just turned 18, who's turning 18? Should I start the best thing? Hey, brother, I'm gonna tell you something. If I was you at 18 years old, I would invest $100 every paycheck into a compounding interest account. Wait till you turn 50, and you'd be rich for you and the rest of your family's life. And that shit ain't even hard, right? You can just continue to go. You don't got to do nothing, because making money is cool, but having the time on your side to invest is cooler. And it's way easier too, right? Way easier. Let's say you're 18 years old. I'll put this in there because sometimes people get 18 years old. So 18 years old, you're starting off with zero. 18, so 20 to that's 32 years. So you're 20 to 50, 32 years, right? So 32 years. Let's say you follow an average stock market. Let's say you do $100. Let me see. I'll do $150 a paycheck. $150 paycheck. That's 300 bones, right? 300 bones. When you turn 50 years old, you'll have $2 million in their account. And then your interest, where it gets good at, your interest will pay you a little over $221,000 a month. So now, at 50 years old, from 50 to 70, however long you live, for the next 20 years, you'll make $221,000 a year, or close to about $18,000 a month. Now, would you want to take $18,000 a month for the rest of your life at 50 years old? And then some clown gonna say something like, well, I don't want to be 50 years old and have to wait. Mother clucker, I'm almost 50. What the hell are you talking about? I look old to you? Oh man, I'm gonna be old as fuck. What is old? A middle-aged man? I mean, and that method requires you to do nothing. Now, if you want to go out and put in your work onto some real estate, you want to get into some businesses, you want to start getting into some LLC, business structure, business credit, business, you want to go do some of that stuff, that's fine. But putting $150 into an account and work a regular damn job till I'm 50 years old is just normal people stuff. And you just sitting back and waiting. And the more you put into it, especially at a younger age, the more you have, right? And let's say you got a decent job straight out of high school, and you could put $500 into the account, which is $250 a paycheck, which ain't even a lot. That's $3 million, and that's $378,000 a year, which breaks down to 30 grand a month. Man, I wish I caught you the first part. What'd you hear, man? I can repeat some of it, but I get so like off track though. What's my 2-year plan for buying your first home? First, you need a down payment and credit. But there's like 5 or 6 programs out there that'll help you buy a house, your first house. So it's almost irrelevant. So you could almost go out here and find. I'll even give you some off the top of my head. I got a lot in my phone, man. But I off the top of my head, NADA, NADA, or is it NACA? I think it's NACA. Sorry, it's NACA. NACA. Yeah, NACA. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Not NADA is for buying cars. My bad. But NACA is a program that helps fill the gaps between people who can't afford their down payment for their home, they give you pretty much down payment assistance, and they give you like the lowest interest rate possible. And then there are also some HUD one programs. There's a few programs out there. You got to put in the work, look them up, and then find your home. They got some HUD programs where you just take over people's houses. People got a loan via the government and they defaulted on their homes. The government is not in the business of owning homes, so what they'll do is they'll put the houses on the website, and then you just take over the payments. There's a few programs out there like that. What are you talking about, man? I didn't see your question. You know, it's kind of funny, man. I'm gonna put you in the perspective of me. Someone said, "I appreciate you ignoring a vet who came into some money looking for a way out." Sir, there's comically 130 people on this live. I appreciate your patience, and I appreciate you waiting till I can see your comment. I don't see all the comments, man. I apologize. I am human. 130 damn people in here commenting multiple stuff, but it's all good. And then what's crazy is I'm a vet, so I don't never use my vet to my advantage, right? I don't say I'm a vet, take care of me. No, man, it don't work like that, right? It don't. Me serving my country has nothing to do with me getting priority to over anybody. But if you have a question, ask the question. If I see the question, I'll get to it. If I don't, there's 130 people in here. I apologize. You know? Well, I shouldn't apologize. But I'll say thank you for your patience. CEO rule number one: you never let anybody know that what they're saying either gets to you or makes you feel less than, right? You just say, I never say sorry. I say, thank you for understanding. You're the most professional person I know. I get that a lot. But I try to be though. I'm really personable. I'm a people's person. I'm almost a people's pleaser too. I feel like I try to get people what they need. And I try to get people what I know. I try to help as many people as possible, right? That's why I come on lives and talk to y'all for nothing, right? But you know, yeah, if you look at me, my head is swiveling the whole damn time. I got like 5 screens up, man. All right, so who wants to get out the corporate 9 to 5 and buy a business? Okay, so individual wants to buy a business. If you want to buy real estate, you want to buy a business, you want to learn how, you want to use business credit, you want to use all kind of different techniques on how to buy businesses and buy real estate and or investments and or work on your credit and grow your business credit and get access to me and my team or whatever you want to do. There's a free class coming up Wednesday, 9 p.m. EST. Click the link in the bio, join the class, and I'll see you there. And I can help you. You know, I'll show you what I can do for you, and if I can help you, we move forward. If not, you know, you still gonna learn something because you know there's multiple ways to do this type of stuff, right? Someone said I have about $110,000. Oh my goodness, and 800 credit score. Hey, what I'm about to say, y'all. For those who always in the people who watch me enough, what I'm gonna say. Individual stated that he has $110,000 saved up and 800 credit score. Yeah, let me see who's gonna say it. All right, no one's gonna say it. Y'all must be all new, sir. You're rich and you don't even know it. I'm gonna put you on some simple math. Simple. You have $110,000. Word. 10% down on $1 million business. Word. Let's say your credit score is good enough, because I don't know your credit. 680 can get you qualified for SBA 7A program, which means you qualify for $1 million business. Word. Let's say that business is doing 33% margins or 33% rate of return. 33 rate of return is $330,000 of cash flow on the $1 million asking price. Tracking? You put down 100,000. Wow. That means you got to finance 900,000. $900,000 over 10 years is 90 grand. Tracking? You make 330,000 because you did 33%. 330 minus 90 is, shoot, my math is off today. I need to do the math. Some of y'all probably can do it in your head, but I'm like, sometimes I get like brain fog. I can see I can't even talk today. $240,000 left. But you put $100,000 down. So you want your down payment back. You want all your money out of this deal as soon as possible. Not on the debt, but the money you put in. So now your $240 left in earnings goes to $140. Okay. So year one, that business will make you $140,000 or $11,000 a month, which is decent money. $11,000 a month, you can quit your damn job. But let's fast forward to year two. Year two, you don't have to pay back the $100,000 down payment. That means your payment to the government is still going to be $90,000. You made 330. 330 minus 90 is going to be 240. So 240, you got to pay some taxes on that money. But I mean, let's be real, $240,000, and I'll even put you at like a 28% tax bracket if you want to go 28% taxes, right? That's 66,000 minus your 240. You still at $172,000. $172,000 over 12 months. That's $14,000 a month. Could you live off $12,000 a month? More than likely. But here's the play. Don't eat off the 240 that you made year two. Just buy another business. And this time, instead of you put the $200,000 down, now you buy a $2 million business. That makes you twice as much. So in 3 years from now, with your $100,000 in your good credit, you could be making somewhere in the range of $40,000, $45,000 a month. But hey, what do I know? What do I know? What do I know? Say word. Word. But anyways, thanks for asking the question though. Or you could just put it into a simple interest-bearing account. I don't know how old you are. But let's put this in the calculator. Let's say my sir right here is he got $110,000. 110,000. Golly, I can't even type today. 110,000. Let's say he's 30. He put it in the account till he was 60. Didn't do nothing else. He's 30 years old and put it in the account at 60. Didn't contribute nothing else. That $110,000, you put it in there at 30 and you waited till you were 60. Didn't do nothing else. It would be $5.6 million. So now you take that $5.6 million, you put that in a trust. The trust beneficiary is you, your wife, and your next of kin or your kids. And they and all y'all will receive a check for $688,000 a year from the age of 60 till you die, and then the kids get the trust, and now they're trust fund babies. Now they make $680,000 for the rest of their lives, and as long as they don't spend the principal of the $5.6 million, then you'll and your family and your lineage be rich for life. But you could put a clause in there saying something like nobody can spend the pot. The interest, the account only can draw interest, and if the interest don't get paid that year because of this down market, y'all better get a job or learn how to budget. That's between y'all, right? It's free money to them anyway, so it don't make a difference. But thanks for the question. I definitely took notes. I will rewatch it. Thanks. You gotta rewatch it. Click the link in the bio, join the free class, man. Learn how to do this stuff. And then you can just ask me those questions directly, right? If you want to get into the coaching or get into the mentorship or get a one-on-one or something, I'll walk you through it. Hey, these are the accounts. Here's how you go. This is where you go to do it. Here's multiple accounts. Sign up for one. You sign up for one? Cool. Go here. Put your money in that account. Cool. This is what it's been producing over the last 10 years. This is what it's been producing since inception, since the beginning of the fund. This is how much it's been producing in the last 5 years, right? I can't tell you which one to invest in. Pick one, right? They're all pretty much the same thing out of these four. And then you just say, cool, I'll pick it. And then, all right, thanks. You have a good one. Let it ride. See you in 30 years. And then 30 years from now, you'll be like, holy fuck, I'm super rich. I was like, hey, that's what I mean when you listen. Right? Someone say, how much is a one-on-one? Click the link in the bio and we can do. I have different tiers for different people. I don't know what you want. I don't know how you want to do it. But I personally feel my one-on-ones are worth my weight in gold, right? Because it ain't like we're sitting on a phone call or we're sitting on a Zoom, and it's pretty extensive. We're gonna be talking about everything. A lot of people will start the Zoom. They're like, "Hey, I don't want to take too much of your time. Okay, cool. Let's get into this business stuff." And I'm like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa. That ain't what we're gonna do, right? First of all, Hey, how you doing, man? You doing okay? Where you from? Tell me about your family. You got a family, right? No, because it ain't. It's more money. Money comes and goes, man, right? But understanding the perspective of the person that you're dealing with is a whole lot better and a whole lot easier than dealing with just numbers, right? Anybody can give you numbers, man. I don't really believe in it, right? So yeah, so typically a one-on-one goes for a decent amount of time. The longest one-on-one I've ever had was 5.5 hours. But I almost could have kept talking to that dude longer. It was just sometimes it just clicks. Sometimes we do about on average about a couple 2.5, maybe 3. Depends on what we got to talk about. Sometimes if it's some detailed stuff, we just go into detail. Right? And they're like, yo, I got 20 questions. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just start talking about you and your situation, and the questions will answer themselves. And then I do that, and I say, oh well, I don't have no questions. Yeah, pretty cool. Does inheritance tax prevent old money families? Does inheritance tax prevent old money families? I don't know what that means. Does inheritance tax prevent old money families? Maybe I'm reading it wrong. But it's all gravy. It's all gravy. Let's see who got in here. All right, so price of admission, people. Tap the screen, tap the screen. TikTok, tap the screen for, I don't know, 15 seconds for 15, your price of admission. Instagram, put your favorite emoji in the chat. YouTube, put your favorite emoji in the chat. YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter. If you want to put your favorite emoji in the chat too, TikTok, you can do that too. But it's all gravy. It's all gravy. Y'all gotta give me some questions, y'all. I'm getting restless. When I get restless, I get tired, and when I get tired, I go to bed. What's happening? How you doing, sir? Someone said I'm the most respectful person they've ever seen. Maybe I just had good parents. I don't know. So put the what's that? A goofy emoji or a shade emoji? I can't see that. It's kind of small. But I see you. All right, you going to bed? It's too early to go to bed. That's that military background. In combination with parents, upbringing, and all that kind of stuff. Can you help somebody with another country set up an LLC? Never had to. That's a good question though. I'll look it up. I don't know if can you. Let's see. Do you need to be a U.S. citizen to get an LLC? No, you do not need to be a United States citizen to start a limited liability company in the United States. Non-United States citizens, corporations, and other entities can form an LLC in the United States as long as their home of country is not the United States Department of Treasury. Long as their home of country is not on the United States Department of Treasury OFC list. OFAC list. All right, let me look that up. What the hell is that? OFC list is the pretty much the naughty list. Now let's see what's on this list. It's countries that can be sanctioned through the United States. I'm gonna say, okay, here we go. I'm gonna read some of these countries off. You let me know if you're in these countries. Cuba, Russia, Iran, Iraq, Libya, Somalia, South Sudan, Ukraine, Venezuela, Yemen. There it is. If you're not in those countries, I can do it. If you are, then oh well. Good evening, good night. How you doing, sir? You must be new here. I've never seen you before. But welcome in. When looking to buy a business, what do you look for? Man, that's so much. I mean, I can go into details about what to look for, but I mean, I'll just kind of keep some of this stuff simple because I'm not going to go super detailed. But first of all, it's got to be making money, man. Right? If you buying a business and it ain't making money, what's the point? Right? I'm not in this shit just for the hell of it. I'm in here to make money. Right? So when I'm looking for something, it needs to be making money. Right? I like history. I like good established relationship rapport with the management. I like history of the business. I like I like moving parts, but simplistic. I mean, I like absentee. I don't want to be there. I want to just own it, right? I stop in there once in a while, give out some gas station gift cards, a Walmart card, shake some hands, kiss some babies, and I'm out, right? I like simplistic, right? If it's like some computer technology building the latest AI computer chips, and then I'm like, what the y'all doing here? Like y'all building a Terminator or something? I don't damn know. I don't want to get involved. That's too much, right? Super simple, right? A person want a hamburger, you put some ham and some cheese and a bun, and you damn give it to them, right? It's about simple as it gets, right? And think about it like this. Think about like a Little Caesar or something. If I could train a monkey to make a damn pizza, right? I bet you half the people watching this right now could go into a Little Caesars with no one in there and the oven running and make a pizza. I mean, it's you put the dough down, sprinkle some flour on it, put some sauce, put some cheese, put some toppings, and you put it on one side of the oven. That's a conveyor belt that's going in or out. They'll put it on the outside, put it on the inside, and then wait for it to come out the other end. And you slice it into either 8 slices or 12 slices. You put it in the box. I mean, that ain't rocket science, right? It's simple, right? Buy and understand businesses that have a simplistic process, right? I'm not trying to cure cancer, and I'm just trying to reinvent the wheel. I'm not, right? I'm not trying to, make self-driving cars, pick up people like an Uber. I'm not doing that. I don't have time for that. That's you see that say that for the Steve Jobs and the damn Elon Musk of the world. I just want to make easy money that I don't have to do a lot of work for. Simple as it gets. Simple as it gets. But that's a good question, though. I appreciate it. To build business credit, I guess I have to buy something out of the new LLC account. Wrong. A lot of people always talk about establishing business credit the old ways. We have to go through the Armada. We'll do it the old ways. Yeah, that shit worked in 2019. That shit don't work no more. You don't have to do trade lines. You don't have to do net 30s, net 60s, net 90s. You don't have to get vendors and merchant accounts and shit. That shit is dead. Once you understand how to structure business credit nowadays, once you get it, it's kind of simple to get. And for those who out here thinking I'm playing around, every once in a while I gotta show people I don't play around. I literally have 2 business line of credit. I just got these a couple of weeks ago. Actually, I got one 2 days ago, and I got one 2 weeks ago. Right? $30,000. $30,000. All right. Next one is where are you? Oh, here we go. Is this it? Richard, 25,000. Richard, 25,000. You know they knew because I ain't even damn took them out the damn packet. Brand new. Make sure y'all scammers ain't on here trying to hustle me. Right? They're right there. And then for those who think I'm really playing around, listen. These the big boys. These the big boys. They're the big boys. None of that flimsy crap that a lot of y'all be running around on. None of that. This the real ones. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. You throw that on the damn table, they know you ain't messing around. But yo. All right, so those who just come in, appreciate y'all for being here. TikTok, click the likes, tap the screen. Tap the screen or comment your favorite emoji. On TikTok, all social media, just comment your favorite emoji or comment where y'all from, So say, how do I invest $700 a month? Man, I think I probably just explained this like 3 times. What's crazy is because I guess I'm live on Instagram, they push my videos out because I go live, and a lot of people will come in here from the live. They're coming here from watching the video, and they'll say, "Oh man," like, and then they'll leave, and then they'll come back, or somebody else come back in. So I constantly explain the same thing over and over and over again. But it's all good. But thank you for being here. I literally just explained it. I comically just explained it. But just do this, my good sir. Just make sure you're following. And next time I get on here, because or just stay in the live, and then I'll get to it eventually. I typically kind of talk about some of the same stuff over and over again. But you have to get what's called a compounding interest account. Compounding interest account, you make money every month. But there's multiple compound interest accounts. If you want to learn more about it, click the link in the bio, join the free class, and we can talk more about it. Dallas in the house. West Africa. West Africa in the house? What's happening? Fresno knows how to party. Fresno knows how to party. Man, I'm getting sleepy. Getting restless. What time is it? Yeah. Oh man. Twitter in the house. I see you. Ooh, somebody from Twitch. Can the person from Twitch comment? Just say something. Or the person from Facebook, can you comment too? I rarely get people in here from Facebook, and I rarely get people from Twitch. I just like to see what y'all doing. I don't know. Just never get anybody from there. Like, they think they hate me. But it's all good. Let me get some stretches in. I'm gonna put y'all on some mindset stuff, because y'all ain't commenting. Y'all just sitting here waiting for me to talk. So let's do this. I'm gonna ask this, Dan. Let's do this. What do you think is holding you back from being successful? Right? And I'll even give you some suggestions. You don't have the time. You don't have the money. You don't have the know-how. You are afraid. You lack guidance. Someone said all the above. But be real with me, man, because once you start, you can be real with yourself. And a lot of times you lie to yourself too. But once you start like projecting to the universe your doubts and your fears, and you start conveying those type of that energy to a person that is there for you, then we can start moving forward, right? If a person, if a person is overweight, I don't know if you're overweight or not. I'm not trying to diss on anybody, but say if they're overweight and one of the reasons they don't like going to the gym is because they feel like people are criticizing them or looking at them weird. Okay, well, let's take away that. Let's take away that fear, right? Let's do workouts from home. Let's do workouts at a park or something. Let's do workouts not in a gym environment. Because once you start to analyze your fears and then you start to overcome your fears, and then like you're left with all the good stuff after that. So a lot of people think it's either the money, the time, the resources, the know-how, the fear of failure, and all that kind of stuff like that. Or a lot of people say, I'll even start with the money thing. Like, one thing about money, it comes and it goes, right? I want you to visualize the amount of money that's circulated through your hand, right? Let's say if you made 50 grand this year, and then you made 50 grand last year, then you made 50 grand the year before that. You made 50 grand the year before that, and 45 grand before that, right? And then let's talk about the windfall money that you got, right? Let's say the money that you didn't really factor in of that $50,000 of income. We'll say your tax returns. Let's say if you hit the lottery for like $200 or $500. Let's say if you got an inheritance. Let's say you got a class action lawsuit. Let's say if you got into a wreck and they totaled out your car. Let's say if you had a garage sale and sold $500 worth of stuff. Let's say if you had a side hustle and you made $800 extra, right? Not even, let's factor in that money too. Once you really start thinking about it, you probably made a decent amount of money over your lifetime. Your problem is not really the money. Your problem is keeping the money. So now you need to focus on a couple of things. One, well, actually three things. You need to focus on making more money. You need to focus on the money you do make, putting it to work instead of spending it on junk. And three, you need to work on whenever you do get money in to putting it into something that makes more money. You know, stop spending it on junk, put it in something that makes money, and not spending all the money you have on dumb shit, right? And then making more of it. So when somebody said in the comment, I don't have enough money. Well, you probably do. Right? Because when I was in the military, my paycheck was $425 every 2 weeks. So by show of hands, who makes less than $425 every 2 weeks? I can show you my pay stub if I can find it. It was $425 and then it was $475. I got my year and a half bonus, my year and a half pay raise or something like that. So if you ain't making more, if you're making more than $425 a month, or $425 a paycheck, which breaks down to about $800, about almost $900 a month. Who in here makes less than $900 a month? You make less than $900 a month, then we can talk. Or you can complain to me about you not having enough. You make more, and I was making it work. And then somebody will say, "Is that realistic to live off $900 a month?" No, it wasn't realistic, but I did it, and I was investing, and I was saving. I saved up my first $10,000 off of $900 a month. It took me like 3 years, but I did it. So when people say stuff to me like, "Man, I don't make enough money," man, I think it's bullshit. Because you do. You just spend your money on dumb shit. Right? And what's dumb to me might not be dumb to you. You might feel like you need it, but you really don't. You don't need Netflix. You don't need AT&T. You can get a Cricket. You can get Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile is $15 a month. If you complaining that you don't have enough money and your cell phone bill is more than $50, we have a problem. If you have Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, the NFL package, Hulu Plus, Paramount Plus, Disney Plus, and you don't have enough money, shake that shit. Shake it. If you eat out at least once a week and you complaining you're broke, someone said ChatGPT subscription. All the fucking subscriptions. If it don't make you money, you don't need it. If it don't make you money, you don't need it. You know what's crazy is I was talking to somebody and they was complaining about being broke. HBO Max. How about this, y'all? How about y'all comment, because someone said ChatGPT subscription, someone that says HBO Max. Comment what monthly things you have and how much you pay. I'm just curious. I don't know. I don't have none of that shit, and I'm well off. I got so used to not having it. I got so used to living off antenna TV that I still live off antenna TV. It's almost like I love it, right? Every house I move into, I run a cable through the wall, through the ceiling, and drill a hole and screw a fucking antenna to top of my TV, to the top of my roof. And I do every house I've ever lived in, probably the last 15 years, right? Somebody said HBO Max. How much is HBO Max? How much is Apple Music? $599. Are you nuts? The gym, I'll let slide. You got to work out. I'll let the gym slide. All right, that's the only one, right? And that's even pushing it, right? Planet Fitness, they said the gym is $45. Planet Fitness is $9, man. That's 30. That's $35, $40 a month. Someone said Apple Music. Oh, $599. Oh, okay. I thought you said $599. Boy, I'm about to damn jump through this phone. I'm about to jump through this damn TV. Jeez, man. Wow, that's crazy. How much is ChatGPT a month? A premium. First of all, what the hell is a premium ChatGPT? What does a premium ChatGPT do that the regular ChatGPT don't do? I mean, I thought it all did the same thing. I don't know. Help me understand that. And don't try to justify that shit either. Just say, I like the program and I just like to use it more. What? They give you better options. Huh? Do you use it to make money? If the answer is no, cut the cord, my guy. Cut the cord, my guy. Let's see. But if you say that you're fearful, maybe you need to start associating with and start hanging around people who have done it and see what obstacles they face. You know, I mean, there's always ways around every obstacle that you've came into, right? I mean, everything you're fearful of, somebody has overcome that obstacle. That's what's so crazy about. That's like the gift and the curse of the world we live in. There's somebody in this world who's living the life you want to live. There's somebody in this world who's making the money you want to make. There's somebody in this world who's doing 3 times better than you and twice as dumb, right? Anytime I listen to, like, if I see any like major hip hop star nowadays, I'm like, dude, this guy's an idiot. This guy has no clue what he's doing in life. How is this individual excelled further than me? And if they can do it, why can't you? You gotta ask yourself that, man. But it all, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. And today's step starts with you wanting to commit to a bigger calling. First of all, you got to start associating with people who are out here doing it every day, people who want to better their lives, because the social circle you probably have ain't probably doing that. You probably hanging with people that want to go to the club. You hanging around people that want to go drinking. You want to hang around people that go smoking, and that's doing the same shit they were doing last year, right? And one thing about like New Year's resolutions that I love and hate, it almost makes you reflect on what you're doing in life. It almost makes you sit back and say to yourself, damn, am I in the same position I was last year? I've gained weight and I have more debt and less money than I did last year. And even something as simple as writing down how much you weigh and writing down how much money you got and make that your New Year's resolution. Right? Okay, cool. I have $5,000 in savings. I make this amount in my job. I have this amount in my checking. I have this much in my savings. I have this much in my investments. I'm this age. I weigh this. You know, so now when I look on my New Year's resolution, it's really not a New Year's resolution. It's almost like a New Year's check-in. You know, it's like a New Year's check-in. And even stuff like that, once you start hanging around people that hold you accountable to your stuff, like, oh man, I have this amount of money, right? I need to get to this level. Okay, let's start doing this. Let's focus on this. Let's go here. Let's do this. Let's do this. And now you'll start seeing the wheels turn. You'll start seeing traction. And then every New Year's resolution, you say, well, damn, I'm doing a little better than I did before. Man, I'm a little higher than I am this year. Man, I'm doing way better, right? But a journey of 1,000 miles start with one step. The first step is you got to start with the mindset. You got to start associating with different type of people. You got to start working towards a goal, right? And then I'll meet people all day long, and they'll say shit like, I'll say, "What's your goals?" I want to be rich. You know how stupid that sounds? I want to get money. I want to get money. I want to get money. That's your goal. Well, how much? A lot. A lot. Well, what the fuck is a lot? You can't have a goal without a destination. Do you go to a tattoo parlor and say, hey, I'll take any tattoo? Do you go to the fucking airport and say, I'll take any plane trip? Do you get in the car and you say, Uber, take me anywhere? So now you got a tattoo of a damn mustache on your forehead. You got an airplane ticket to Istanbul, and your Uber then take you to the port of Miami somewhere. I mean, no. You have to set goals. You have to look at particular subjects or particular things whenever you set them goals. And they got to be realistic because you want to accomplish them. Okay, cool. I want $1 million. I got 10 grand. I want $1 million a year by next year. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. If it was that easy, all of us would do it. You need some more realistic expectations, right? And I'll literally get people DM me and saying that. I got 5K. I need $2 million of passive income that I don't got to work for. I want to sit on my ass. I want $1 million a year every year for the rest of my life for the next 18 months. Bro, you can get the hell out of here with that. You can get out of here. But you have to be told from individuals who are doing it at a high level that that's unrealistic expectations. It's like, I weigh 400 pounds. I want to lose 250 pounds the next 6 weeks. Bro, that ain't happening. Yeah, you cut a leg off because that's the only way that's happening. It ain't happening, man. So I just want to let you know that, there are people out here who do this on a high level that can help you get to the next goal, and I am one of them. Someone called me the most charismatic, nicest person I've ever met. That's cool. I appreciate that. But you have to start within. And one thing you have to do is you got to commit to something. And that's why I'm here to help. Because I get tired of people sending me DMs all day, right? Like I said, I get 400 DMs daily. And people asking me, yo, man, I want to do this. 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 I want to, start my own business. I want to buy a business. I want to get into real estate. I want to fix my credit. I want to get to business credit. I want to get to investing. I want to, I want to know the proper way to buy a car. I want to know the proper way to leverage my credit. All this kind of stuff, right? And I can't just sit on here and answer, because there's probably a couple hundred people in here now. I can't just sit here and just, constantly try to ask people questions, right? That's why I came up with the free webinar. So if you're interested in moving forward, or even just coming in there and just learning more, click the link in the bio, or go to therichgetricher.com, which you never can find it. Just click the link in the bio. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, TikTok. And I'm streaming all over different places because I'll always get people say, it ain't 200 people in here. I'm streaming. Like, you don't see me doing this? I got 4 monitors, man. So just depends on where you're watching. But I'm counting them in my head. So if you're interested in learning more, click the link in the bio, join the free class. And if you want to move forward, we move forward. And if you don't, just come there, learn something, hang out with me, be attentive, take some notes, ask some questions, and then we go from there. But I appreciate you, everybody, for being here. Social media gets mad at me if I'm on for too long or not long enough. So I meet my quota. And appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all following for whatever platform y'all watch it on. Make sure you follow and get notification every time I come on, and then you kind of can see me and, go through life, think about the changes you want to make in your life. And, if you want to come back and ask me some questions on certain subjects, that's fine. If you want to just say, screw it, this guy seemed like he knows what he's talking about, click the link in the bio, join the free class. But Facebook, TikTok, no, sorry, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter. Appreciate y'all being here. And I'll be the same. It's been real, it's been fun, but it hasn't been real fun because I got a headache. And I'm going to get off here and go make some money. Later, dudes.